Hello everybody, Iain Robson here for an episode of Minecraft Tech World 2. Alright, let me show you what I got going on today. So, nothing has changed in here really. Everything is still the same. I've been keeping the spawner off lately just because, or the cursed earth spawner, because I really haven't needed any kind of mob essence at all. And, I had the system back up a little bit a couple times. So I just turned it off in order to avoid this getting full. But as you can see, we're amassing a good collection of random enchants and whatnot, so this is good. And I have a few trophies here, as you can see. So I also added this creosote steel tank here. That's almost full of creosote now. So I'll have to do something with that. That is from of course, our coke oven, which is just over here. And I have them going through blocks of coal right now, so which is producing quite a bit of we're getting quite a bit actually, and I'm using that for the trains at the moment. So, and because, well, they don't need much fuel, but they do need fuel. Also, I don't know if I can't remember the last time I recorded an episode now. What I did was I added a little system here. So this is, I think I showed this already. We got the fermenter, which is fermenting saplings. So I'm just manually going back and forth with the saplings at the moment, but we can also use some wheat here. And we have the two refineries, which we're refining the biofuel or biomass into ethanol, which is going down to this big tank. And this is kind of like the emergency power. So if for whatever reason I run out of other power, all I need to do is hook up to this resident energy cell right there, and I'll have backup power essentially. So that's why I did that, just in case, you never know when you're gonna run out of power. So I have that hooked up. As you can see, I got 3, 6, 9, 12 compression dynamos down there. Alright, what else did I do off camera? I added this rock crusher, although I haven't used it at all. I just put it there because I was going to use it for something and didn't need it in the end, which is kind of funny. Also, I've been working on bees a little bit. So let me just show you how these bees work. So the way I've been going through these bees is we have all these different types of machines. So this machine, the genetic sampler, basically it strips off traits off the bee. So if I put these ender drones in here, I'll show you how it works in a second here. So you put your drone, or you can put your queen in there if you'd like. And what you do is you get one of these gene samples. This case is speed fast. So there's fast, faster, and fastest, I think. So this is kind of like on the upper tier, but not the top tier. So effects none. So some bees will give you effects, like some bees will give you experience, some bees will give you regeneration, some bees will try to kill you. So it depends. Oh, that's the one I wanted. So ender bee. So as you can see, I do have ender bees now. And if you have these gene samples and you don't want them, you can just put them in a furnace and it'll burn off the sample itself. I want to keep this one. You just burn off the sample itself and you get a blank gene sample back. This is if you want to extract DNA. So let's say I have some what do I have a lot of? Apparently I have, oh, there you go, rock drones. Let's take 25 of those. So let's say I want to get a whole bunch of DNA. I would put these bees in here, and I put some labware, which is, that is labware right there, and you put the labware in there, and then what happens is it burns down these bees and it gives you DNA. And what you can do with the DNA is you can replicate stuff. So you can replicate one of these templates right here. So you need, for this machine to work, you need liquid DNA and you need protein, and the protein you get from meat which makes sense, I guess, right? So you burn down the protein in the protein liquefier and you can replicate stuff in there. This is the genetic transposer. So what I'll show you is, so I don't want that. So I want to replicate this species ender. So I'll put a blank gene sample in there. I put my main sample up here, and I put labware in there, and now I have 2 ender species. And as you can see, I've been collecting quite a few of them, so we'll just put those back in there. And they have different things, like I have species cultivated, austere, lifespan shortest. I have lifespan long and longer, but not longest yet. So That's just a squeezer. This mutation, so if you want to guarantee you get a mutation, so let's just see. What is one I might have? Cultivated drone. So cultivated is a Rocky Princess and a common drone. Rocky Princess. Do I have any Rocky Princesses? Yes. And a common drone. I should have a few of those too. Where are they here? Rocky drone. Oops, they're way up there. And a common drone. There we go. So the way this will work is, I don't want this water drone or diamond drone. So this works is you put your Rocky Princess in the top and you put your common drone. So we want to mutate, so we need the genetic labware. So you put Rocky in the top, common in the bottom, and that'll give us cultivated. And basically what you're doing here is you're basically ensuring that you get that. Basically it's a way of circumventing the whole you get a chance of getting something, which is really annoying. There you go. Now we have a cultivated queen. That's how that thing works. The mutagen producer, so this actually just produces mutagen, which you need in the mutatron in order to fuel it. So you can put redstone in here, redstone blocks, uranium you can put as well. Let's get rid of this cultivated queen. We don't need it. Honestly, can't put that in there. I'm kind of surprised. Why can't I put that in there? Oh, whatever. This will imprint. So right now I have this genetic template which has 9 out of the 13 chromosomes. So right now I have the speed set to fast, fertility 4, temperature tolerance, all those things down there. And the way you add it is you get a genetic template and then you put your gene sample you want. This one's blank obviously, but you put the gene sample in there and then you can add up to 13 of course. So in this case, for example, I could put my cultivated queen in here, and then I would add all of those traits to the queen, and I'll show you that in a second once it's done. And the cool thing about bees is you can get all the resources you never need with bees, which is really nice. Which is the reason why I did it. I wanted to get diamonds, although it didn't work out for me as well as I wanted to. So as you can see now, she has fastest or shortest life, speed fast, slowest pollen. That means how fast the pollen spreads. Flowers, I wanted them set to flowers. Fertility 4 is the maximum, and this is the area of effect, and the effect I wanted none. So, and we also added temperature tolerance +2 up, +2 down, and humidity the same thing, which is nice. And then we can produce that product, which is the honeycomb. And apparently there's a few mutations we haven't done yet, so there you go. That's how that works. Still can't put it in there. That's weird. I wonder why I can't. Anyways. This again would strip the trait off them. That would add the trait. And yeah, that's about all the bees things. So right now I'm using these industrial apiaries at the back here. So right now I have Rusty Queen and Rusty Drones, which is producing iron. Not a lot of iron though. Probably not as much as the alveary from forestry, it doesn't seem. So with that you get these iron grains and you make them into iron dust. So for example, right now I have 22 iron ingots essentially, which isn't terrible, I guess. Not the best, not amazing, but and then you just smelt them as per usual basically. What I'm aiming for, I also got the Ender Queen and Ender Drone, so now I have Ender Bees. And the reason why I got those is because I'm trying to get Certus Quartz bees, so I can just have an endless supply of Certus Quartz without having to worry about it so much, basically. So it's taking that trade-off. So I got fertility, which I don't want again. And what else am I going to get here? And flowers. Oh, the reason why I can't put this in there is because whenever you do the mutatron, it makes it into a queen, not a princess. So that's why I can't put that in there, because it's a queen, not a princess. And humidity tolerance. So you can take off that trait if you want to, or any traits you may want. So what did we get? Fertility, flowers, and humidity tolerance. So you can actually just recycle them. I keep a few every now and then. So we have Rusty Bees, which produces iron, and we also have these Ender Bees. And I have the actually I don't need them. You can actually add upgrades to these apiaries. You can add automation upgrade, which basically just takes the drone and adds it with a princess to make a new queen. Genetic stabilizer upgrade, so this decreases your genetic decay, and then lifespan decreases. This just makes them live a shorter life, basically. And then these guys produce mysterious combs, which give us pulsating propolis, which you need for some things. I don't really need personally, though. So I've been working on that. The other thing I have been working on, let's just sleep here. I totally forgot that it's raining sometimes outside. There we go. That'll make our life easier. Also been working on railcraft a little bit. So I have my grinder over here, which is grinding up my canola seeds, which makes lubricant, which you need to use with this guy, the CVT transmission, the CVT. I've made a little bit of iron or steel already, as you can see. And the reason why I wanted to start on railcraft on rotary craft, I have to be careful now, is because I wanted to eventually move towards this boring machine. But right now, what I'm actually working on is something completely different. So right now I have this bedrock breaker, and in order to use the bedrock breaker, of course you need bedrock, which is only found down the very bottom, of course. So I'm just gonna grab some of this, and is there anything else I need? No. So normally you'd go to the very bottom. So for example, right now, if I went down to the bottom of this mine, I'd be able to find bedrock. And there's actually a shale gas down there I can see. Anyways, you'll be able to get bedrock. But the problem is you can't use it on really low bedrock. So what I have done is just pop over to the deep dark here. Train's still going back and forth, doing a good job. As I've mentioned before, the nice thing about this ender core is the fact that it doesn't, it'll stop itself if it fills up. So I actually had to fill up by accident for another random reason. So as you can see, I've lit up this area over here, and I just happened to find this area right here, which is really cool. And this is all bedrock. This is one of the structures you find in the deep dark, and it's all made of bedrock. And there is a chest at the top here, as you can see. I thought it was going to explode on me. It didn't, luckily. But this is where I've been mining the bedrock. So let me show you how this works. So I'm going to put my bedrock breaker down right beside. Oops, that's not very good. Let me grab my pick. There we go. Of course, decides to fall. Alright, so the way it works is you drop down your bedrock breaker. Let me just put it off. There, that's better. And then I'm going to put my CVT transmission down, like so. And then I'm going to put my magnetostatic engine down, like so. So the way this works is this engine powers this. It's just like a clutch, basically. So the way this thing works is you put elastics in it, and you can set it for torque or speed. Now, if I look up the bedrock breaker in here, it will say that in minimum torque it needs is 8.192 kNm. I forget what it stands for now. But you need that, and you need a minimum power. So the nice thing about this magnetostatic engine is you can just set it to whatever you want. I almost always set it to maximum just because I don't like doing too much math, I guess. Anyways, so what you do is this thing actually works off of redstone flux. So I have my tesseract here, and I have my magnetostatic engine hooking up. So this thing is actually on. It makes a humming sound. I don't know if you can hear it or not. But this thing needs a bucket of lubricant in order to work. So let's put a bucket of lubricant in it. And as you can see over here, our bedrock breaker is still not working. That's because I need to set this up properly. So let's set it up to 12, I believe will work. Yep. So there you go. So now, as you can see, the bedrock breaker is working, and it will slowly work its way through this bedrock slice. Oh, that's interesting. I never noticed. Never noticed it changed. But you can change the torque. So if I lower this a little bit, it'll have still enough torque, but it'll go a bit faster. So let me just show you. So if I go 5. So see how it's enough torque? and the operation time has decreased. So you can adjust this accordingly. Like, I don't think you can go too much lower than 5. Let's just see. Well, apparently I can. So basically, you're not changing all of it into torque. You're keeping some of it to speed. So I could change it to speed, and this would work faster, but it doesn't have the minimum amount of torque in order to break this bedrock. So I don't know if you noticed or not, but that's how I got this bedrock pickaxe. Was through this system right here. And what you get out of this is you get bedrock dust, which is this right here. And then what you need to do is, in order to make it into a bedrock ingot, you put 4 bedrock dust with 1 steel or iron, and you'll get 1 bedrock ingot. And in order to make the pickaxe, it's a regular pattern. So I made the pickaxe, and I also made the sword. And there's a funny reason behind the reason why I made the pickaxe. I actually was in the end, and I was looking for bees, and I died because totally forgot about the way those pylons work in the end. So I hit it with my pickaxe and destroyed myself and destroyed some of my stuff with me. That's why I'm not wearing my exo armor. I'm wearing the chainmail at the moment. So I thought I lost actually I did lose one of my swords. I lost my cleaver, unfortunately, but I didn't lose my longsword. But I lost my pickaxe, so I'll have to make another pickaxe and a hammer, which is kind of annoying actually. So that will be something I have to do. So that's the way this thing works. So as you can see, it's slowly working away at the bedrock, and then I don't know if there's going to be any dust in here right now. No. So the way it works is, I think you're supposed to be able to put a chest on top in order to work, but I just have been right-clicking it to get it. And that's how I've been getting bedrock dust. This is one of the cool things about the deep dark, is that you do have, see that? As soon as you drop down, they're just all following, all running towards you. It's kind of scary. That's how I've been getting that. And I might get a bedrock helmet and a bedrock pair of legs too. We'll see. Because it's actually probably maybe a bit quicker than the Tinker's Construct way of getting, or Tinker's Mechworks, I guess, for the exo armor. Just a bit. And they also have this one's got fire protection on it, and it's probably the same equivalent of diamond, and then the hat has projectile protection. So that's 2 things they already pre-enchanted. Same with the pickaxe. So when you make it, it comes with silk touch, and when you make the sword, it comes with sharpness 5 and looting 5, which is nice. So that's how this thing works right here, and that is what I've been working on off camera a little bit. I've been considering making a reactor from Reactor Craft, although the thing I'm running into is I really don't need that much energy at the moment, because I'm fairly well off in terms of energy. So I'm just gonna wait for this. It shouldn't take too much longer. You have to be careful in the dark here, because if you step in the dark for too long, these guys, well, not those guys specifically, but if you stay in the dark for too long, you actually take damage. So let me just show you the sword I have now. So it's actually pretty good. The one thing this sword doesn't have is it doesn't have looting on it, which is kind of sucks. But other than that, it's fairly good. So what do we get from that? 2 zombie heads and some rotten flesh. Oh, that's great. Alright, this thing's almost done. Okay, there it's done now. So let me just put this back in my ender chest or ender bag here. So then I just right click this, and I got 2 dust, and then you should get 4 dust per bedrock. So the way that works is you just that will make 1 ingot basically. So it's like 1 block per ingot. That's the way it works basically. So in order to make this, you need 4 bedrock blocks essentially. So anyways, that's what I was working on off camera. I'm just gonna leave this here for the time being, because, well, maybe I'll take this and I'll come back and do that more off camera. I think I did a little bit of exploring in the deep dark, but I'm pretty afraid, so I haven't done much. So that is what I was working on off camera there. There's a couple other things. I was considering making a rail yard. Whoop, what happened there? Oh, I must have clicked it. I was considering making a rail yard, but haven't got around to doing that yet. I don't need it honestly at the moment, but it's still something I could do. So let me just show you how this works. So I've been just using the induction smelter, but you can also use the stuff from Rotary Craft. Oh, I thought iron worked. Maybe it doesn't. I was certain it worked. Anyways, so if I put steel ingot in there, the HS Hasla steel ingot, it'll make 1 bedrock ingot. So, also, let me show you something really cool that I made off camera as well. Let me put this away in my bag as well. I made a couple other things as well off camera. They are nothing too crazy, but I think they're pretty darn cool. This is probably good as place as any. I made the erosion shovel, and I made, not the builder's wand, I made the destruction pickaxe. This is from actually Utilities. These are 2 things you get from the division sigil. I've never used these before, so I was like, I'll just try it out and see how good it is. So yeah, this is just a regular pickaxe, and the way it works is when you hit a stone like this, it's, let me just go to it. I go to destruction. It is, what do they say? It is 5 times the mining speed of a diamond pickaxe, but only used on regular stone. So here's an example. So that's how fast it is on regular stone. But the really cool thing is, you notice how there's no cobblestone in my inventory? So if you're mining right now and you're like, oh, I just want to mine, I don't want to pick up stuff, it will just destroy the cobblestone, which is really cool. But it doesn't work on this stuff, which is where, so you use it to mine, you know, when you're digging your hole and whatnot, and you're like, oh, there's some stuff there. So now what you have to do is you have to use your regular pickaxe in order to get it. So just like that. That's how that would work in that context. And then here's the erosion shovel. So the way this one works is, so you use it on dirt and, you know, shovel related stuff. But watch this. So see how I have 2 blocks here? If I hit this bottom one, it destroys the top one too. How awesome is that? So you know how normally you're like, you have to do it like 100 times in order to get all the blocks, but check that out. Boom. It takes all of the cobble out. How awesome is that? So when I was looking for the end, it made my life a lot easier because I made these 2 things just for the specific purpose of finding the end, basically. So, whoops. Helps if you head in the right direction. And there's one more thing I've been working on off camera. Let's just go this way. Go back up. We have this ender lily seed. That one that we found is still ready. I don't know if I ever showed this to you guys or not. Oh, where did he go? I should say then, I had a squid here that I named, and he went away. I don't know where he went though. That's really strange. With a rancher here, and the ranchers will actually collect ink for you, so there's ink sacks in there. I don't need new ones at the moment, but that's what that is. Let's just sleep once more. And I'll show you the last thing, and then we'll call it an episode, I think. Here we go. So the last thing I worked on off camera is I made this high pressure boiler tank from Railcraft, and I made a steam oven. So the way this works is wood will come into the here, and the steam oven will make it into charcoal, which will keep the steam boiler working. And that's powering 12 steam dynamos basically. And in the new, actually, in the new, not Railcraft, but thermal expansion, these steam dynamos will probably produce up to 240 a tick, which is pretty awesome, I think, at least. So that's keeping my steam boiler, and that's basically what I'm using for the quarry right now. I can't remember if I showed that to you guys or not. So that's what I'm powering our ender quarry with at the moment. And although the unfortunate part is we're not getting any wood at all, because I guess it's all going into the system. And it keeps doing this, so it's like I can take that piece of wood out of there like that, and it keeps doing that. So I don't know if it's like, I'm not exactly sure where it's going, but it's doing something. And it's really, I don't know, it's strange the way it works, so I'll have to look at that again off camera, I think. But that is about what I was doing off camera. Mostly messing around with the bees, trying to get the right bee that I wanted, basically. So yeah, that's it. Let me know what you'd like to see in the comments. Leave me a comment indicating what you'd like me to do next. Would you like me to make the rail yard and show you some of the stuff around railcraft and the signals and whatnot, or would you like to see something else? Let me know in the comments. Anyways, that's it for today, folks. My name's Iain Robson. This has been Minecraft Tech World 2. Catch you later.